This is Rebecca with Digital Thinker. Today I'd like to walk you through the Cost Summary tab on the work order screen. Think of this tab as your one-stop view for the financial side of a work order. Instead of jumping between different screens, you can get a clear breakdown of labor, materials, services, and more all in one place. With it, you can quickly compare actual versus estimated costs, keep budgets on track, and make confident decisions about how resources are used. It's essentially your dashboard for the dollars behind the work. But a common question we hear is, where do these cost details come from? Let's take a look together at a sample work order to see how it all comes together. We're going to start with the labor cost. The estimated labor cost comes from the planned activities for internal labor. For example, on this work order, Activity 10 is scheduled for the general maintenance trade for 4 hours. With a trade rate of $26, that gives us the estimated of $104. Now, only 2 hours remain. So $26 times 2 equals 52. This is represented in the planned labor cost. 2 hours have already been booked, but notice the actual shows $56, not 52. Well, why? Well, in this example, the employees who worked on this activity belong to the engineering department, not general maintenance, and their trade rate is slightly higher. The total cost is simply a sum of the planned and actual, while the remaining balance is the estimated minus the total cost for labor. Next, let's look at hired labor. This work order has 2 examples. Hours from service, shown in the hired labor column, and fixed price, shown in the services column. For outside services and direct materials, you may see values in the on order row, or in these fields here. In this case, there's $150 for hired labor and $300 for services, meaning both of these are tied to an approved purchase order. If the request was still at the requisition stage, the cost would appear in the planned fields instead. Now, if I book vendor hours for the hours from service, so I'll go ahead and select my purchase order line, and I'm just going to receive 1 hour at $75. So if I save this and return to the cost summary, you'll see that I still have 75 listed in the on order because that has not been received, whereas I just booked 1 vendor hour at the rate of $75, which is shown in the actual. Moving on to materials. In-stock parts appear in the stock items column. For this work order, the parts have been planned but have yet to be issued. Based on how this system is configured, the estimated cost is calculated based on the average price for the store. Direct materials are shown in the direct purchases column. The estimate is also based on the average price for the store, but the requisition reflects a different price, as you can see here. The requisition shows $20.76, which is $2.30 higher than the estimated cost for direct purchases. Once the PO is approved, the cost will shift to on order And finally, the actual will be captured when the materials are received. The cost summary tab doesn't just break down by cost type. It also rolls everything up into the work order totals, as you can see on the right-hand side in the work order totals column. One more note, contractor estimates are pulled directly from the activities and summed at the bottom of the screen, giving you a full picture of projected contractor costs. The cost summary provides both a detailed breakdown and an overall financial snapshot of your work order. That's it for today's video on the Cost Summary tab. If you'd like more quick tutorials like this, don't forget to hit subscribe and stay connected. Thank you.